Hey, good morning everyone. My name is Lionel. Okay, so today my topic is going to address a very big issue that everybody is facing right now. Now, how many of you would agree that we are living in an unpredictable world right now? Now, type Y in the chat, okay, for yes if you agree with me. Now, over the last 3 years, is there any one of you who have seen people losing their jobs or losing their career, or maybe, in fact, if you guys know about last year, the stock market kind of tanked, the crypto market tanked, and what happened, people actually lost their investments, yes or no? So today I want to share with you a really interesting topic to let you know that, hey, even if, let's say today, if you lose your job, if you lose your investment, there is actually another way where you can create income very quickly and how you get back everything that you lost within just 30 days, all right? So today's topic, now, how many of you here, if by the end of this session, you will want the notes for today's training? Okay, if you want today's training, okay, I would highly encourage everybody to just scan this code here so that I will be able to send you the notes of this short training. All right, so you can totally focus on learning, right? You don't have to take down notes because the notes has already been taken down for you. I'll pass you this slide as well so you guys can look through it later on. Would that be wonderful, all right? So just very quickly, just do a quick scan. Okay, just do a quick scan. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I know it's a little bit laggy, just scan. In fact, I'll throughout the slides, at the end, you get a chance to scan this code again. And because I'll have a special free gift for you as well by the end of this training. So you want to have the training slides for today, for this, as well as a free gift, just scan this code, all right? All right, so just a very quick introduction about myself. My name is Lionel Tan. I'm an infopreneur and coach. All right, now essentially what an infopreneur does is that I actually sell knowledge, okay? I actually turn knowledge into a product, right? And over the last number of years, I've helped clients generated $40 million in sales with regards to selling their knowledge as a business, right? Okay, so let's talk about infopreneurship. So how did I actually discover infopreneurship? Now, I actually discovered it during one of the lowest point in my life. Okay, in fact, in 2015, that was the lowest point in my life. I actually lost my job. And I was a sole breadwinner at the time, right? And after working with a company for 8 years, one day my boss just told me that, hey, Lionel, the company wasn't doing very well and they could no longer afford me. Right? And to make matter worse, the second baby was already on the way and I have just moved into a new home and I just hired a domestic helper. Okay, so that was really, really bad. So how many of you know that, if you are the sole breadwinner and then you face this kind of challenge, it's pretty tough. And how many of you understand that, there's no such thing as an iron rice bowl and your salary is actually not guaranteed. Okay, so this was the worst part was that, like I said, I was a sole breadwinner, my wife wasn't working at that time. And the thing is that how many of you know that in order for me to go and find another job to get the same pay, I got to start all the way from the bottom. And it's very difficult to find a new career with the same salary. So I was actually desperate, right? So what I did was I actually went to Google. And I went to Google and searched for answers and asked what's the fastest way to actually make money. And one of the answers that I got was to sell products online. Now, how many of you here have ever went to Google and asked a question something like, how do you make money without a job? Or how do you make money online? If you have done that before, just type O for online, just so I know. How many of you have done that? Okay, quite a number of people, right? So what I did was I managed to find a skincare product and I started selling this. I resell this product, so I actually kind of bought this product in bulk and I started to resell it online over the internet. And in fact, by the end of 3 months, in doing this for the very first time, I made my first $3,000 in sales. And I can tell you honestly, for a family of 3 to 5, all right, it's not easy, considering including my helper as well. So $3,000, it was a very good start. How many of you will agree it's a pretty good start, all right? So what actually happened was, eventually, right, when I shared my personal success stories, now I didn't make a lot of money, but what I did was I actually documented down how I actually did it. And people started to approach me and ask, Lionel, could you teach this to me, right? So at that time, back then I was 30 years old. You can see I look a little bit young right there, okay? I still remember that I actually conducted what we call a online webinar. Back then, I think there wasn't Zoom. It was called Google Hangout, right? So I conducted a free training to teach people how to do it. And I actually offered an online course for 700 USD because, we have customers we have audience from around the world as well. right? And what actually happened was the moment I made this offer, I went back to sleep that night. The next morning, I woke up. I was shocked to see that I actually made $23,000 in just 24 hours. Okay, I just made $23,000 in 24 hours. So how many of you here, and at that time, $23,000 was actually my 4 months of pay in my previous career. So how many of you here don't mind making 4 months of pay in just 24 hours? Type me. How many of you don't mind that? Just type me in 24 hours. And this is simply by sharing what you know, all right? Don't keep all the information yourself. Just share what you know. And this was my biggest aha moment. Why? What I actually learned was, at that day, was selling knowledge is actually more profitable than selling products at that point in time. Okay? Let me explain why. Because how many of you know that products have costs, right? You have like product costs, you have shipping costs, logistics, and then you got to deal with refunds, you got to deal with customer service. There's a lot of headaches that you need to have, right? But when you sell your knowledge, okay, apart from it being zero cost, most importantly, knowledge is free because it's already inside here. And because it's free, there's no cost involved. Make a guess, ladies and gentlemen, how many % of the profits you get to keep? If your cost is zero, every single amount of money that you make, how many % you get to keep? Guys, awesome. You get to keep 100% profits, okay? And that was my big aha moment, okay, with zero product cost. So the next question is this. How can you create income immediately? If let's say today, I'm down and out and in a bad situation and I urgently need income, what is the fastest way to get there? Okay, what's the fastest way to get there? The secret is to tap onto your gold mine. Okay, simply just teach something. So what can you teach? You can actually teach hacks from your daily life. Okay, can everyone type hacks? H for hacks. Hacks from your daily life. All right. So what are hacks? Hacks like cooking. Hacks like, or you can teach things from your hobbies, like let's say you like to sing and teach a little bit of singing and teach a little bit of handicrafts and all that. So these are hacks, all right? So how many of you here know how to cook? You don't need to be an expert, but just teach the very basic stuff. Now you take a look at this. Okay, this lesson, this online course is called Cooking Lessons for Dad. Learn how to cook the easy way. Now this course has 1,873 students, right? And it has made, and it's selling for $53, okay? And this course was created when? This course was actually created back in 2021. Can everyone see that? That was how many years ago? That was easily 2 years ago. And it has generated $99,000. Can everyone type wow in the chat? Now what this means is that every single year, this business actually brought in approximately $50,000 a year. So my question to everyone is this. How many times do you think that this product owner had to record the program, record the course, and upload to the internet? How many times does this guy have to do it to earn $50,000 a year? Exactly. He only need to create once. So how many of you here don't mind creating an online course just once, upload to the internet, and then it starts to generate you $50,000 every year, right? Awesome. Okay, great. So the question is this. Some of you must be thinking, Lionel, do I need to be an expert to do this? Do I need special qualifications in order to do that? So I want to address it, and I want to share this with you. Now, how many of you would agree that no matter how good you are, no matter how high your qualification is, whether you are a PhD, you are a degree holder, no matter who you are, there will always be somebody who is better than you. Agree? But how many of you also know that there's a bunch of people who probably don't know what you know? Make sense? So your job is not to compete with the expert to go and teach the advanced stuff. Don't teach the advanced stuff. Leave that to the expert. Your job is just focus on teaching them. All right? Teaching them. Teaching them what, guys? Just focus on teaching them the basics. Can everyone type in the chat basics? Okay, the reason why we are asking you to participate, because why? When you participate, you get to retain more of the information. Okay, the more you participate, the more you learn, right? You can remember more. All right, so next thing, teach the basics. So how many of you know of any children, or maybe yourself, you know how to solve the Rubik's Cube? Does anybody know how to solve Rubik's Cube? Do you know children who knows how to play the Rubik's Cube? Now the question is this, do you need to have a university degree to prove to others that you know how to solve the Rubik's Cube? No, all right? Now just take a look at this course, all right? Now this course is teaching the what? The beginners, right? The basics, right? How to solve the Rubik's Cube. Okay, it was created 5 years ago, this course, and it has 10,000 students to date, and it's selling for $47. Okay, so in the span of 5 years, he has made $482,000. Now, what does this? Do you notice that this is actually the price of a HDB flat? It's like getting a free BTO, no? But the only difference is this: you don't need to down pay. You don't have to put any installment. You don't have to down pay, put any deposit. And when you sell off, guess what? You don't have to pay back to CPF. You get to keep how many percent profits, guys? How many percent? How many percent profit can you keep? Okay? Right. So Stephanie says that, oh, is this from Teachable? Is it from Udemy? You're correct. These are all these marketplaces that you can actually find all these courses. So you can literally go and research them, and you know that what I'm saying is totally true. Makes sense? All right? Now let me show you another example. How many of you here can draw? Like really basic drawing, okay? Now you take a look at this particular course on Udemy, all right? The art and science of drawing. Do you notice what's the keyword here? The keyword here is basic skills. How many of you can see that, all right? And this course is created 3 years ago, has 71,000 over students, selling at $29 and is $2 million. It costs $2 million, it has made $2 million. So that is the price of like a free condo. How many of you notice that? Okay? So next question is, does your topic needs to be complicated? Okay? So very simple. How many of you knows how to sleep? Okay? A lot of people think that your topic needs to be complicated. Okay, now how many of you know that if you were to sleep 8 hours a day and sleep early, naturally you have more energy. But this course, very interestingly, all right, this course is just last year, updated last year. It has 10,000 over students, and it has made $500,000. Guys, it has made $500,000. My question is this: you mean do you need someone to teach you how to sleep? You don't have to. How many of you can see that even simple topics like this also can get, people will also buy? Let me show you another simple topic. Do you know how to breathe? All right. This breathwork class has generated over, okay, it has 33,000 students. It was created last year. It has made over $4 million. So what does this tell us? It tells us that, how many of you can see that the world is seriously bigger than we think it is? Right? How many of you know that such information can easily be found on the internet for free, on YouTube? But yet, there are people who still pay money to buy courses like that. So what does this prove, guys? If you have anything that you know, you keep inside and you don't teach, chances are nobody will know, you won't get paid. But if you were to teach and you kind of like just share your skill, you have a chance to actually get paid, so don't keep. Now the issue here is that a lot of people have a hidden skill, but a lot of people don't know about it. Reason because you might think it's very common, it's something that you do every day, and you don't think that people are interested in it, right? So let me show you another thing, Excel. Now how many of you needs to use Excel in your work? How many of you need to do that? If somebody were to come in, your colleague says, can you teach me a little bit of Excel? Can you do that? In fact, if you go to YouTube, can you find courses, videos on how to do Excel? But yet, this course, right, it was just updated just this year, and he has over 1 million students, and is selling for, and he has made a total of $170 million. Guys, can you imagine? How crazy is that? And if you notice here, it says from beginner to advanced. Now, what if you just teach only the beginner? Let's say $50 million. How many of you don't mind earning $50 million? You half of that, that's a $25 million, right? If you half of that, that's another $12.5 million. How many of you can imagine? Simple topics like this can sell, even though the information is readily available on the internet. So this proves to us that, okay, the world is bigger than we think it is. Now, what I just showed you, ladies and gentlemen, is just only one stream of income. Now, how many of you here are interested in multiple stream of income? Okay? If you are interested in multiple stream of income, just type Y for yes. Who wants to learn multiple stream of income? Okay, great. Awesome. All right? So here's the thing. Earlier on, if you notice, right, on average, each online course is making about $100,000 a year. But let's be conservative. Let's say your course is only making you $20,000 a year. Let's say you teach your skill, right? Now, if you divide $20,000 a year, essentially it's just $1,000 plus a month. It's not a lot of money, right? But the question is, how many times do you need to record this course and upload to the internet? How many times? Correct, it's only once. So if you upload this once, can you also upload your hobbies? Can you also upload your expertise? Can you also upload your knowledge and your passion? Can you also upload? Yep, it's working now, all right? So exactly, right? So if you add all this up, and based on a very conservative sum, essentially this is a secret to earning an extra $120,000 a year simply by sharing your knowledge. Okay? So the secret is this: you only have to create the course only once, and you can get paid again and again. Now remember earlier on, I mentioned that I have a free gift for you, right? So if you just scan this QR code right now, all right, you will get access to this, this PDF, this report that I just created for you. And at the same time, right, we also have a 1.5 hour sharing session where I will go in depth on what infopreneurship is all about, how you can actually turn your idea, your passion into an online course that helps you to earn passive income. All right, if you guys want to learn that, simply scan this or click on the link there. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for being such an of our wonderful audience. See you soon.